publishes the Philadelphia Inquirer, Daily News, and Philly.com, I'd like to welcome you to this event, which is sponsored by Independence Blue Cross. Today, we're turning our attention to entrepreneurship and startups. Yet a recent survey by Deloitte says that 70% of millennials want to start their own businesses rather than work in a traditional business environment. These dynamics have forced attention on entrepreneurship and startups as a growing form of employment, whether by choice or by necessity. So today's conversation will shed some light on the city, what it takes to support these startups, discuss what it takes to scale up, ask how the city is capitalizing on its long history as a stronghold for meds and eds, and explore how the city's resources can support the talent here.
I think we have so many positive things happening in Philadelphia, and we're beyond the cusp. We're ready and rolling. And so it's amazing to see this great group of people here today, all celebrating entrepreneurship and caring about the startup community. And there's a place for every one of you to participate in this community. And we want to see everybody create the next big thing.
Something that we should keep in mind is that a lot of the discussion around creating an entrepreneurial city or an innovative city focuses around business and how to start a business and what a business does and what opportunities there are, that people want to be in the cities where the action is. And I think if we continue to build Philadelphia into a place that people want to live in, people want to work in, people want to play in, that will go a long way to supporting the people, because the companies will go where the talent goes, and the talent goes where the talent wants to live.
If you think about it, a startup can happen in any neighborhood, and just like education, it shouldn't matter what your zip code is. You should be able to start a business and have the tools you need to start that business. And that innovation could come from anywhere.
So the idea here is that we have all the ingredients, all right? And in the words of Bruce Katz, who's authored this study on innovation districts, we have been dealt an excellent hand amongst other cities in the country. The problem is we haven't been playing the hand together. We have a start, I think, probably over the last 5 or 10 years in terms of better collaboration and a better sense of unifying our causes. We have to do much more.
I think one of the stereotypes of entrepreneurs is that we're risk takers. And I don't know a single entrepreneur who thinks of themselves as a risk taker in business. They may be a little bit in some of them in personal life, but not in business. What we do actually, I think, is that we, those of us who do take the plunge and stay, are able to assess risk unemotionally. And the advice I give to entrepreneurs all the time, my number one piece of advice is ask yourself what the worst thing that can happen is. And 99 times out of 100, the worst thing that actually can happen isn't nearly as bad as all of your fear around that worst thing that can happen. So it's, I think, critical to do what people like me do, is to be able to look at something and saying, yeah, that might fail, that might go under, but really, is that the worst thing in the world? No, it's really not. As some of the folks said on the earlier panel, when that happens, you just cycle through again, and you start something new, or you go work for somebody else and learn more.
You end up finding out that you can actually build a company with just a bunch of young people who have no experience, than have a bunch of guys who make a lot of money, who just think that it's their experience that really matters, and really try to get other people to do stuff because they have experience. I noticed that a lot. And it's very, very difficult to cross that chasm, right? You always think, oh my God, I need like an older person here. I'm old, but you know what I mean, to guide the company. And then you really find out that, oh my God, it's the young kids that are guiding you. It's a beautiful realization when that happens.
When you think about biotechnology, it's a very, very broad area. But I think if you can recognize those areas and slices within which Philadelphia really has a significant advantage over pretty much the rest of the world, those two slices are gene therapy and cell therapy. And most people in the city don't actually really recognize this and don't know it. But most of the work that has gone on over the course of the last 20 years in those two, very narrow slices, and frankly have been pretty nascent subsectors and therapeutic modalities that haven't really borne fruit yet, which are now getting a tremendous amount of excitement and energy, duly deserved, most of that's come out of places like Penn and CHOP, Temple. There's a bunch of places that have done a lot of that initial legwork, and the ability to kind of set up near that talent I think is not to be underestimated.
It's really hard to find that capital and be find the investors who are looking for those high-risk early-stage companies while they're high-risk early-stage companies. Everybody loves them when they're, at the next stage, but at that early stage, it's really important to what happens after you come out of agreement or, the DHA or some of the other programs that are here in town.
We're having national conversation around like diversity in tech, gender, race, etc. And here in Philly, we have lots of folks working on solutions and actually implementing ideas. So whether it's like Treatment Athena's program, obviously very close to my heart, but female founders, an accelerator program, top-notch curriculum right here in Philadelphia. And they graduated 4 female founders from the program. Hasn't happened anywhere else in the States, right? Whether it's, Catalyst VC, which sits inside of Comcast and is managed by William Crowder, like that's investing in minority entrepreneurs right here in Philadelphia. So again, it's one of these things where all this stuff is happening and you just need to package it, go out there and talk about it. And again, I can only get into so many rooms, but now you all know about these things. And I encourage you to, learn more and just see what's happening in the community and just go out and talk about it.